Thanks for that. Firstly, I must apologize. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so I have lost my voice. I'll do my best, okay? Um, this is the data we've collected so far that's relevant to our problem and the criteria, which is homelessness in San Francisco. So the city of San Francisco uses something called point in time count, and this is required by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. And what he does is the count takes account of all persons experiencing homelessness, conducted at least once every year on one single night. The last count for San Francisco was in February of 2002, and this is carried out by the city's Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing, referred to here as HSH. The, the data from the point in time count is used for analysis and strategic planning. I mean, it's used along with other analysis for strategic planning and program development. And the results impacts funding from city level and also from private partnerships. This is just the data that's relevant for our problem. For a more non-exhaustive list of the data and the reports, you can go to that website provided. The following slides are a summary of our key findings. As you can see from that first infographic, since the 2019 PIT count, unsheltered homelessness decreased in San Francisco by 15%. In 2019, there were about 5,180 unsheltered people experiencing homelessness. In 2022, this number dropped to 4,397. Now, this decrease corresponds with a significant increase in housing and shelter resources. The next graphic is total homelessness, combining sheltered and unsheltered people, which decreased by 3.5% since 2019, dropping from 8,035 to 7,754 people. This drop represents a 9% reduction in homeless housings. Households, meaning both adult couples and families with children. This next infographic is for sheltered count in 2022. So there were 3,357 people were staying in shelters. This number is an 18% increase from the 2,855 people staying in shelters in 2019. This rise corresponds with a 24% increase in available shelter beds. The next graphic, unhoused people were more likely to be sheltered in 2022. 43% of the homeless population was sheltered in 2022 compared to 36% in 2019. I thought this graphic was quite powerful to represent the problem we're looking at. While we have seen some improvement from the data provided, the challenges of homelessness in San Francisco remains significant. These figures suggest that for every household San Francisco is able to permanently house through its homeless homelessness response system, approximately 4 households become homeless. While the need exceeds available local resources, households unable to resolve homelessness on their own may need to leave San Francisco or remain homeless for long periods of time. The issue of homelessness in San Francisco is such a complex one that addressing it requires a multi-pronged, multifaceted approach. Um, as a team, we've come together with some alternatives. So these are proposed alternatives that we've come up with as a team. If you look at the list, refers to housing, um, mental health and substance use services, outreach services, um, data-driven approaches, public awareness, and the list goes on. So from this list of proposed alternatives, as a group, we've boiled it down to three key approaches, and we've grouped them into three key approaches. First one being housing, and that includes like housing first, rapid housing, prevention and early intervention, navigation centers, affordable housing development, and so on. The second approach being outreach and support, and that includes mental health support, substance abuse services, street outreach services, reaching out to the community through volunteer maybe, job training um, you know, uh, for those affected by homelessness, coming to, like my colleague will refer to as a set of band-aid solution, something that will uh, uh, get them out of the cycle completely. And that starts with job training and employment programs, um, and so on. The third approach is a review of our policies and programs, and that includes looking at um, uh, the data, analyzing it, and using it to come to conclusions, or to basing decisions on on concrete data. Also, you know, making changes as we go along, re-looking at policies and programs instead of having them set in stone. Um, Changes where relevant so that it's um, relevant to time and space, I guess. Um, my colleague Brian will continue from here and give you a better breakdown of these three key approaches. Thank you.